in hot.
Coming in hot.
Coming in hot.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
We're live. It's beautyish radio, where we talk about beauty, business,
and all that ish.
And
yes.
Listen, today is a special episode, guys, because it's our 25th episode.
See, I know you wasn't a little color kid.
Patty
you don't know.
patty
She don't know how to do it.
I wasn't ready. I was holding my hand. So
she was trying to do it with one hand.
Right, I was holding my phone.
I'm like, Joy, no.
I was multitasking.
But you did good, though, boo.
I was multitasking. Listen, if you're just joining us for the first time, I am Joy M. Hutton, founder of On The Go Glam.
And I am Lydia Evans, founder of SW&G Essentials, better known as Swag Essentials.
Whoop. Yes, y'all. Today is a good day. We are in our 25th episode.
Oh my God.
And I'm so excited.
That's crazy.
That is, 25 episodes we have been on here, y'all.
We're still posting right now, so y'all got to bear with us because, you know, I mean, in a day, if someone saw your schedule and my schedule, much less put them side by side and saw the things
they would be like, how, Sway? How y'all walking?
And then we produce our own content.
Yeah,
we put it because right now, you know, I remember when she and I first decided to do a podcast, and we were talking about possibly bringing in a content person and stuff like that. And I remember saying, you know, Joy, the thing is that I'm very true to myself, and she's very true to herself. So we thought it was very important that we create our show, so that when we do hire in a content person, that person can actually do it in accordance to how we want the vibe.
Speaking our voice.
And then you don't see us this way, and then all of a sudden you see a change, and you can tell, oh, they must have someone managing it. Or we want to make sure that from the beginning to the end, you get Joy M. Hutton and Lydia Evans from start to finish, every episode.
Yeah,
so I'm proud of us to reach 25 episodes and keep doing it and keep going, because it's expensive.
It is.
Number one, it's expensive. Doing a professional podcast that's professionally shot, engineered, and things of that sort. Number two, it's exhausting firing Mike every day. You know what I mean?
Every week.
Just every week. Well, in my mind, I fire him every day.
Right.
And then our schedule, making time for this at the top of the morning, which is the most difficult time. You working with Div Inc. and Google, and
two businesses.
You're getting called for gigs and special engagements and appearances, and
you got 18 businesses,
roles and modeling gigs and brand ambassadorships. I mean, you got a lot going on.
Yes, you too.
No, I know, but it's like sometimes when I see you, I'll be like, damn, how does she do it? And I'll say, I know she look at me and be like, damn, how did she do it?
I know. I'll be like, how do we sleep, Lizzle?
We love it.
Thank y'all for the love. We appreciate you all rocking with us. Hey, Maurice, Miss Dee Dee, hey, Yolanda, Tiffany, Denise J. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Yes, we appreciate y'all rocking with us. And some of you all have actually been with us since we were doing Beauty Brains and Business. So this transition from us doing IG Live, and then we transitioned, we pivoted to a podcast. So, we appreciate y'all. Oh, we love you too, Maurice. Thank you.
Oh, we do love
Mrs.
you.
V.
Hey, Miss V.
So cheers to us, Lizzle.
Oh, yeah, we should. Salute to
right, because y'all saw me picking up my glass about 3 times.
Salute to the next drink sponsor. Okay.
Hey, Keena.
Keena.
All right. Yeah, so today's episode, guys, we like to start off with our beauty of the week.
Come on with it.
This one is special. Because
I'm her.
Yeah, I am too. And a little bit of Sophia.
You...
I'm a whippersnapper, y'all. Look,
you don't think you got a little rose in you?
I got all of them, actually.
A slight piece of rose?
Rose,
just sweet.
She is. Rose is sweet.
Sweet.
I'm sweet, but Sophia
always
is
talking about the
Funko
fackles. I know I'm Dorothy.
Right, Dorothy all the way.
Dorothy just ain't gonna give you, but Dorothy gonna give you that face.
Right. Who doesn't love the Golden Girls, y'all? Which one are y'all?
Yeah, which one of y'all?
Drop in the chat which
me and my mama are Dorothy and Sophia for sure, because we could go at it. And speaking of which, she probably, and I found out why my mama's not on there, because she has this little class that she do on the morning time.
So
now I see why she's sneaky in late, because I was about to say, mother.
Right. She's like, I'm here. Right. Yes. Yeah. Y'all not dropping who you are. Who are you? Who are you? Yes, so B. Arthur, we picked her not because she's just amazing and she's Dorothy, Golden Girls, but she actually served in the military.
Yep.
And so, Memorial Day was this past weekend, and, just honoring people who have served and, remembering those who have died in service or who have passed on and are no longer with us and have served before. So shout out to B. Arthur, a.k.a. Dorothy.
Yep.
And then just, it ties into what we're talking about today as well, just with the Golden Girls and how you have four grown women living in the house together. And talk about, like, life changes.
No, but what's so crazy about it is that when you're younger, you look at it and it's funny,
right?
To you.
You're
and
like,
then
I
you get
would
older
never.
And you start dating and get
Right.
girlfriends and go through makeups and breakups and job changes and
Yes.
friendship changes, and then you start looking at your best Judy friends, and you're like, I could live with you if shit hit the fan.
Right.
We could do this.
We can do it.
Just got to have a big enough house.
Exactly.
And enough yard for
Listen.
our little girls.
I mean, listen,
Right.
we've talked about this. I'm
We
like,
can bring
look, if we ain't got nobody, I'm just going to move right next door to you.
Yeah, but my guy probably ain't gonna let that happen.
He ain't going nowhere.
He got the claws. He say, you ain't going nowhere, lady.
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, he love me like cook food.
So I'm going to just still have to move next door to y'all.
No, that'll work. That'll work.
It's still going to happen.
But you know, so funny because if one of his guy friends want to do that, I'd be pissed.
Right.
I'd be like, first of all,
But Maurice is like a brother to me, That's my brother. Look, I'm
so you
grown
just
and
gonna put me out there,
I'm
all
grown.
on front the street. Here's the street. You done put me on it. I'm just walking. The fuck out of here, Joy. Maurice like, yeah.
I mean, you can put him out there. Anyway, so I listen. I'm grown. Look, I'll come over still for sleepovers. Okay? I mean, I'm just saying. Lizzle is my friend and my sister. So
I am your sissy poo.
But
some people don't like me, Joy, because they think I'm so straightforward and to the point.
I don't understand that. I think that's the best way to be.
Yeah.
That's the best way to be, right, John?
Yeah. Depending on who you're asking.
Right. Listen.
Yes, dear.
I love you.
I know you love me.
And I love you for who you are.
Oh, thank you, Pooh.
Y'all gonna get this Lydia. And
Y'all gonna get this Lydia love.
And Lydia Lizzle, all of it.
That's it.
Right. We're a package deal.
We are a pack. Is that your mama name on the
Where?
wall over there?
Where?
Denise Hutton?
Oh, she sure
She
did.
wrote it, and she wrote it where you could still
did.
see it.
I was like, what? My mama here?
I was like, wait a minute.
I was like, my mama here? See how she just be interrupted the broadcast?
I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm random.
All right, so we were talking about these 4 grown women
Yep.
living in the house
Yep.
together in all different phases of life, right?
Yep.
You got the mama, Dorothy, Blanche, who's just like, I'm living my best life.
Every woman got a little Blanche in
Everybody
her.
got a little Blanche in
If
them,
you
whether
got
they
your heart
wanna-
broke one time, you got some
Right.
Blanche in you.
And then you got
some Blanche in
Rose, who's just like, oh, I can't. I just can't. Why she looking at me like
Bless
that?
Rose heart.
I love Rose. I think I got a little bit of everybody in me. Just
I mean, you are in that dress looking like a golden girl.
hey, that's That's why I wore it.
You got loungewear on, so you can go sit out on the lanai.
Exactly.
Yes.
With my champagne.
With your champagne.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. So, but it's interesting because I think about where I wanted to be during this stage of my life.
Yeah.
Like at 30 plus years of age. I'm 39, y'all. I don't care about saying my age because I still look good, girl.
Yeah, so you're only about 6 years older than me. That's not bad.
That's funny.
You like that?
That's cute.
Okay.
But, I thought I would be married with 3 kids. I had a whole plan. But, yeah.
How did it work out for you, Joy?
It didn't.
Did it work out for you, Joy?
It didn't.
Okay.
It didn't work out. It didn't work out. But, I will say this, like, I'm not mad about where I am necessarily. I mean, do I wish some things had happened differently in my life? Absolutely. But all of the things that I have been through are a part of who I am today. And so, and I consider myself a late bloomer.
Absolutely.
I consider myself a late bloomer. I told you how people used to call me olive oil. So now I got a little meat on my bones, Now I'm like, y'all can't call me bag of bones. And I'm out.
That's it.
So I got a little something. But I was a late bloomer physically and then just career-wise. Like, I always was very mature for my age, but I was just, like late bloomer, like late in figuring out what it was I wanted to do with my career. And even still, like, I feel like I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up. But I feel like I found my purpose, though. And there are still things that I want to do. But, yeah, I definitely feel like I'm a late bloomer. And we've had this conversation before, too.
Yeah, I actually looked into, my master number shows that I mean, it explained a lot. If you don't know what your master number is, you guys should check that out in your numerology. But it explained a lot. It goes deeper than astrology. It's not even, I guess you could put it in that category, I suppose. But it explained my life path. And when I say it hammered the nail on the head, and I am a life path 4. And it made it very clear that I was going to be an extremely late bloomer. And that I would be almost everything that I've done thus far. That's in my life path. It was amazing when I got that read, but and then I researched more into it because I was like, how could you hit this so hard on the head? It showed me other life paths that are number 4. But it also hit on the fact that my life will be golden, but it will not be golden until later in my years. I won't rise into my fullness until I'm about in my mid-40s into my mid-50s. So about 45 to 55 is when I'm going to be living real sweet.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about it is that this morning when I was scrolling through Instagram, I saw this post of Tyler Perry that showed Tyler Perry when he was 20, and he was talking about being homeless and, nobody would come to his shows and how he'd have these events, and people, he couldn't sell 2 tickets and, and at 51, when you try to ask him about that, his response is, I had a hard life.
Right.
Nobody cares. Work harder.
Yeah.
See, you see the difference? And he's 51 now.
Right.
He also has the same life path as me, which is very strange. I share a life path with him, Oprah, Jim Carrey, and a couple other people.
Right.
Bill Gates is a life path for. But when you look at these people, they blossomed later into their life.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to be able to not only know that, but to accept that, because what happens is if you're working at something for a long period of time and it doesn't manifest, you tend to kick yourself in the ass.
You do.
But if it's beyond your control and it's your life's path to go a certain way, then you need to enjoy your life for every day for what it is now.
Exactly. Yeah, I love that you said that because, and we've talked about that too, like just enjoy the now, That's not saying, to not focus on the things that you want in the future, but focus on the now because it gets so overwhelming when you're trying to figure out, like, why isn't this happening now and worrying about why this, why that, and just focus on the now.
I never was so critical on myself until I am. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Over my life, yes.
Yeah.
I've been critical of myself, but I've never been so critical of myself as much as I've been in probably in the last 5 years. But again, I think that ties directly to social media because we were talking about how, I know we're not the only ones, and y'all tell us in the chat if you see this too, if you're on social media. Are these millennials not killing it? They're coming out of the wahoo with $1 million
years old and multi-million-dollar businesses.
Access to private jet. It's like, what in the hell? And if you've been working for a long time, that can be a little bit of a punch in the face because you're like, dude, I've been at this rock steady. Right. I didn't hit 6 figures in my business until I was 8 years in.
Exactly.
And so when you see that and then you look at where your life is, and this is for people who are maybe 35 plus, and you look at your life, you can kind of feel like, the hell am I doing wrong?
Right.
Or is this a good idea? Or am I barking up a dead tree?
Yeah.
And so I had to learn to shut that out.
Yeah.
And remove anything from my presence that made me feel inadequate, not enough, or out of place.
Yeah.
I had to. It didn't, and it was like, and it had nothing to do with whether I like you or don't like you. It's certain things I can't see because for me, they affected me until I got to a point of confidence that I understood this is part of my life. Now I can look at it because I understand that's cool.
Exactly.
Because when I hit it, I'm gonna hit it.
Right.
So everything that I didn't do over these many years, I'm gonna get that in that season. You know.
Yeah.
But do you guys see that? Like, have you guys kind of taking note of, like, so I think Method Man made a note of that. One time they saw him a couple weeks ago. He was on a video talking to a barber, his barber, and he was like, dude, if he was like, dude, when I look at social media, I'll be like, these little young kids are killing it.
They're killing
He's like,
it.
it makes me feel like, damn, I'm Method Man and I ain't done this much.
Right.
But Method Man is now walking into his season. He's an older man now.
Yeah, he's 50. What, 51?
I think
52?
he just made 50.
Yeah, 50. Yeah.
He's a quote unquote older man now. But look at, he's getting roles he didn't get when he was younger. It wasn't for him then because he probably would have screwed up those opportunities as I would have.
Timing is everything.
My patience isn't what it is now. My understanding isn't what it is now. My humility, it wasn't what it is now. So this time I know how to finesse it and treat it. But I know I'm not the only one. Okay, did somebody say something on here?
Yeah. Hey, Naya. Hey, LC. Dee Dee said, I never compare my life to anyone else's because you never know what one is doing to acquire their things. That's true. I mean, you never know what someone else's story is, what their struggles are. But it's human nature to see other people and want what they want or want what they have. It's human nature. And
not even want what they have, but to see what they have, and then you take
you're taking it
self-inventory.
Yeah,
so it's not so much as wanting what they have as much as it's you see that and you take self-inventory.
Right, exactly.
It's no different than if you were to like when I lived with my parents and then I would go to my friends' houses that were the same age or younger than me, and in my mind I would be like, Lydia, you got to get your shit together. You're still in your mom's house.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a very natural emotion.
Yeah, that's what
I don't feel negative towards the person. I don't feel like I'm not sitting up there at their house eating their barbecue like this ain't nothing. Shit, I could do better. You know, that's a different mindset. That's a mindset of envy and all the sinful things.
Yeah.
This is just me looking like and taking a self-reflective inventory of. Right. It's the same thing about children. I look at people that have children. I'll be like, wow. Like my life didn't work out that way. Yeah. That doesn't mean I'm looking at your kid like, man, screw your kid. It's just like I'm looking at my life like, okay, here she is, 38 years old with 4 kids. And here I am older than her without one. And so but it's not a jealousy thing.
No. And I wasn't saying about jealousy.
No, I was addressing Dee.
Yeah. Wanting what other people have in terms of, man, you know, I want a house, or I want this car, or I want children or marriage or whatever. Just looking at people and wanting the things that they have. That's what I was saying about that. But not in, I mean, there's some envy or jealousy attached to those emotions. It's an underlying thing, but it doesn't have to necessarily be a malicious thing. Yeah. But it does, either it forces you to get your stuff together or it forces you to be stuck. You know, and some people they're stagnant.
It can paralyze. It doesn't paralyze me. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, because that motivates me. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it is very motivational. But when I hit a wall that happened to me. I'm just being very straightforward about me.
Absolutely.
I hit a wall. When I hit a wall, and I went through a lot of different things, and then social media, I couldn't deal with social media. Now I can see the same people now. Y'all, you have to understand. That's I evolved from that.
Yeah,
I can be on there all day and see this, that, and the third because I better understand me, and I better understand my life path, and I better understand that this is the walk I'm on. Yeah. Whereas before, I would be like, I'm working just as hard, if not harder. Yeah. How has your beauty brand hit $10 million in a year, and I haven't even seen $1 million in 8? Right. That doesn't mean that I'm looking at them like I want what they have. Right. It just makes me look back at myself and say, what the hell am I doing wrong? Yeah. That's where my mind would go until I truly understood that I won't blossom until my golden time. Yeah. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? And then at that point, now I'm comfortable as the Dickens. You can parade past me and drive forwards and backwards in a Maybach. If that's $10 million, I don't give a damn. Right. You understand what I mean? But before it was like, oh my God, what in the hell? I would always be like, what am I doing wrong? Who am I not? Why can't I get my products in this person's hand? If I would see someone get their products in a certain person's hands, and I'm like, I sent them an email. They never got, and then I find out later, oh, that's the cousin, the little cousin to the friend to the sister.
Right.
So there was
never
a tie
know what's going on
there.
behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what somebody else. You never know how people got. You never know how people got. Or Dee Dee said it. You never know how people got where they are. You know, you just don't know. But you have to keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
As they
but
say.
I know y'all see it.
Yeah.
My question was, do y'all see these little millennials killing it on social? That was my question.
Yeah.
Do y'all see them killing it? Because
they are killing
They're
it.
playing no games.
Listen, building
They're playing
empires.
no games.
Building empires.
Yeah.
LC said, I believe about 1% of the things on social media, people tend to exaggerate their lives or change the narrative to what they want instead of what they actually have. Yeah, there's that too.
No, there's that, but the people I follow aren't those people.
Right, but some people
I follow real people, real
like
these are like I look at into teenpreneurs. Like I follow entrepreneurs. That's the main people that I look at that are in my scope. So these are legitimate people. I'm not talking about these little credit card scammers that they gonna pay that 10 times that much when they go to court. I'm not talking about that. I can identify a credit card scammer. I'm talking about I'm like, wow. But again, that made me look at myself like, let me try harder. And I would do harder and I would try harder, but it still wouldn't get me there.
Yeah.
And when I understood my life path and I released that, it became so much easier.
And I'm glad that you said that, releasing that, because, you know, I went through that phase. Like you said, you go through this phase, you're on social media and things are, instead of inspiring you, you feel like you're in a box or you feel trapped. And so I went through that phase too, and now it doesn't bother me. It inspires me to see people doing certain things because I'm like, okay, go ahead, little mama, you know?
Right.
And I'm going to do my thing too. But yeah, it ebbs and flows. It definitely ebbs and flows. And I got the creaky chair again. Mike just keeps giving me the creaky chair. But yeah, so...
But also a bigger part of that is also where you are when you encounter that.
Yeah,
because again, it's all relative. Where were you during that time? You don't. After your divorce, you couldn't go to a wedding. Does that make sense? Like right away, the last thing you want to be around is a wedding shower, and it has nothing to do with the person.
That didn't bother me, honestly.
I don't mean you. I'm just saying that your average person, like if you just had a miscarriage, your average woman doesn't want to go to a baby shower. So, but it's where she is now. Maybe 6 months later, maybe a year later, when she comes to peace with certain things about herself.
The healing process.
Because it's a journey. It's a journey of exploration of yourself. And when you figure out certain things, everything becomes so much easier.
Yeah.
So when I say that, I don't mean you in particular. Joy. I just mean like
in general.
Yeah.
Like, no, I get that. That's true.
It's not easy for you to just be going through something like that and then turn around and the next day you're at somebody's, shower. It's and it has nothing to do with that person. It has everything. It's you.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's always on the inside. What's going on in the inside that's going to affect what's going on the outside.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah. So, shout out to the late bloomers because, it took me a minute to get to where I wanted to be in terms of figuring out my passion. I had to do some soul searching.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to do that because a lot of the times we're going after what other people want for us, what we think people want for us, and not what we really want for ourselves. And so I think that we just need to be true to us. And so right now, Joy is being true to Joy.
Yeah. And isn't the freest place on earth?
It is.
Because whether you have $1 or $50,000, whether you have, relationship, no relationship, dog, no dog, kids, no kids.
Yeah.
There's a peace that's unshakable.
Exactly. And I think, were we talking about this the other day about no? About boundaries.
You talking about my favorite word?
Yeah, or last week. That was last week. Yeah, that was just our clip, I think, from last week where we were talking about no. Yeah. Setting boundaries for yourself and just, I know, listen, I'm honest about me having a million things going on, but even though they are things that stretch me to the max, they're things that I actually enjoy doing. So I'm not stretching myself with things that I don't want to be involved in. Now, am I going to take some things off my plate?
Yeah.
Absolutely, because I need to. Otherwise, I'm going to fall out.
Absolutely.
But, because you have to set those boundaries. But, figuring out who you really are and who you want to be.
Yes.
Like that book by Michelle Obama, Becoming, listen, if you haven't read it, it's a journey. Just and it's other books like that too. But we talked about Jane from what's her name? Jamie Kern with It Cosmetics. I love her story.
Yeah.
That
she's another person.
Jamma.
When I saw her and she talked, and she's what we were just talking about. She was very transparent in her feeling of that, where she was building her brand and she kept getting no's, and then she's seeing all these people who started after her, and she couldn't help but say, "What the hell is wrong with my brand?" And then she realized at a certain point that it was certain things she needed to fix about herself, fix about her brand, and then she sold her brand for, I think it was almost $1 billion.
$1 billion, yeah. I think it was $1 billion.
It was $1 billion to, I believe, CoverGirl or Revlon. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember who she sold
but she
to,
talked
but it was
about
like 1.2 or something.
Yeah, and it took her a long time to do it, and she fought for space in the beauty industry, and so I can definitely relate a lot to her and her journey. Yeah. She's a late bloomer too.
Yes, and late bloomers inspire me. I mean, Viola Davis is a late bloomer, you know. And those stories inspire me because when I have a moment where I'm like, damn, like I'm behind, you know, then I look at people like her and, you know, Oprah, like we were talking about, and other people who are late bloomers, and I'm like, okay, there's still time. You know, hopefully. But yeah, there's still time. And so I'm just walking in the moment and, you know, taking it one day at a time and not trying to think 30 years ahead. Because I'm a Capricorn, y'all. We like to plan our whole lives and everybody else's lives ahead of time. So I've had to calm down on that. Really? I'm a planner. I can't help myself.
I think you and I being friends has kind of helped you kind of
be more spontaneous.
Unbutton the top button just a little bit. Loosen it. Like a god.
A little rosish, you know.
Well.
Really?
I mean, woo.
Yeah, but I can also add value to your life and become more
structured. Because I need a stitcher too. Just Lydia, sit down.
Right.
I'm like,
see,
right
that's
here?
when you balance each other out.
Right.
All right. So speaking of balancing each other out, we're going to get into this girl shut up.
That's what we're going to get into?
Yes, we are.
Uh-oh. Oh, Lord. Y'all know we had to. We had to. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez have off-the-charts chemistry, and they're all over each other. And I thought this was the perfect GSU today. Reason being, not in a bad way, but in a way of how you can do it once, get it wrong, come back and do it again right. And what may be for you may not be for you in the season that you first started it in. But if it's for you, how do they say? If it's for you, it'll come back around.
Yeah.
Now, that may not be everybody's situation, but I think that this GSU actually ties into what we're talking about with respect to sometimes things just bloom late. And if you give it time, it'll work itself out. You know, so be careful how you treat people, be careful how you exit situations, and be careful how you use your tongue because it's powerful. And I think it's beautiful because from what I'm reading, they've had a great respect for each other. And he's the one person that she will not badmouth, never has, no matter what it was. I personally think when they first got together, because he has battled with alcoholism, I think his alcoholism became a bit much for her.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were just tied up into each other. And, you know, he's, from what I understand, has gotten that under control. So I thought that they were absolutely perfect, considering we're talking about living your life like it's golden. And both of those guys are what, 50? 49, 50?
Yeah, they're 50.
They're going into that?
But I feel like she had chemistry with Diddy, too. No?
I think she had chemistry with Diddy at that time that worked for her.
Yeah.
But if
she
had,
did they come back around to each other again?
Oh, he been trying. He's still trying to. Diddy want to be an internal playboy,
right?
But he wants, he's the person that doesn't find the toy attractive until after somebody else wants to play with the toy. He doesn't find enough value in it till after it's gone, and he's shown that repeatedly in numerous relationships. Right. That's another GSU. We'll save him for another time. Right. Love Diddy though, love him, but the brother. He's one of them people you give him a dollar.
Never land.
Woo!
Right, never
you
land.
know, a lot of questionableness there with Diddy, but I wanted to give this a girl. Shut up.
Like, ooh, girl.
Shut up.
Right.
Yes.
I love it. Girl,
Shout
out to Jennifer. Hope it works out this time.
And if it don't, she recycle back to somebody. Then maybe she will give Diddy a chance. But Diddy just, you gotta not want Diddy for Diddy to want you.
Right.
And there's plenty of people out there like that.
Yeah. Well, you know. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know what I was gonna say, but anyway, we're gonna wrap this up.
She's about to say something. What you
I
laughing
was. Look, I made a post yesterday. I said I'm about one glass away from saying what I really think.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna do that right now because I
almost
slipped up and said.
But that's
something.
what we're gonna have our beautyish unleashed for.
That's
So
right.
we're gonna actually start a beautyish unleashed after hours on Thursdays on Thursday nights.
Yes.
Where you'll be able to see Rose turn into Blanche.
Or Sophia.
And Dorothy turned into Blanche.
Look at the
everybody turning into Blanche.
You hear. It said say it. See, y'all, they were clowning on my comments last night.
My God. I was getting tagged. They wanted me to get in on that.
They were like, Lydia, tell her to say it.
Talking about Lydia, say it. If anybody can get you say it,
I was like, I ain't there yet, y'all. I ain't had that one glass.
Like Elmo
yet.
She only do it to me.
Beautyish Unleashed for Elmo. Okay, you got to subscribe.
She can do Denzel Washington, Eddie Murphy.
Really? You just gonna put me all out there. Anyway, y'all follow us on Instagram at official beautyish, and don't just lurk, subscribe, like, comment. We like
Everybody
to hear
wants
from
you to
guys.
say it. See, they want to hear you.
They want me to just say everything.
Everybody want to see you come uncompletely damn done. Unhinged, Joy unhinged.
All right, Joy unhinged. LC said,
They say Lydia's just unhinged.
Right.
Naturally.
Right. Wait,
Join the party, boo.
Look, Elsie said, I think you were about to say what I was thinking.
Pour her
of saying.
another
I
one.
probably was, Elsie, but
wow.
that's
for
the
what
next time.
I want to know what was you going to say. Was you going to cuss somebody out?
I don't know. We'll see you guys next Thursday at 10 a.m. Bye.